One love, God bless. It's Fire Nelson here, and it's the end of Ramadan. Yes, I made it through. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. Ramadan has many benefits. It's not just about refraining from eating for a certain amount of time. No, Ramadan is about refraining from eating as well as drinking any fluids until sundown, and as well as refraining from negativity in general. So we don't curse during Ramadan. We don't, involve ourselves in gossip and talking about this person and that person. We don't, do a lot of things. We don't indulge in gossip either or in negative, media, stuff like this. And we also want to be very generous during Ramadan and appreciative of all the blessings that we have, because truthfully, we are so abundant in this life and so wealthy in this life. And there's many people that don't have this mindset. So during Ramadan, it really helps push you, or well, me at least, it helps push me to be extra generous and extra aware of my abundance. And I'm very, very appreciative of this time and the patience and the awareness that it gives me mentally, physically, and spiritually. It heals me. So of course, there's times during Ramadan where we feel like, oh, I'm ready to give up, or this is my last day, or I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the day. And then it's just seeing at the end, when you do make it through that day and you don't eat or drink and don't succumb to these negative mindsets that come in, you feel so full, mentally, physically, and spiritually, that you've been so strong throughout this day. You've been so strong throughout this journey. And that really helps you in the long run trust in yourself as well as trust in the Most High to continue to guide you through life and take care of you. You're not going to pass out, hopefully not, but you're not going to pass out. You're not going to die of thirst. You're not going to die of hunger. It's just your mind playing tricks on you. We are really such strong beings that sometimes it takes you fasting and just stripping yourself of all these instant gratification type pleasures to really come into that oneness with the divine. Now, this Ramadan was a little different. There was a lot of trying, times and lots of going on with, media and stuff like this. And, that's also part of the spiritual journey. While we do the Ramadan, we read holy books. Mostly people read the Quran. But for this time, I chose to read the Bible because I was already previously reading that. And reading the Bible really showed me how much the Bible correlates to what is going on now, and how much the Bible shows the mindset of people now. You see, the Bible, is a book like this big, right? But in this book, the Old Testament is this much of it. That's a lot of the Bible. So a majority of the Bible is the Old Testament, which is barely taught. In the Old Testament, you're maybe have a few Psalms that you're taught. You talked about Genesis, stuff like this. Few good stuff in Matthew, Solomon's story, David and Goliath, which is really a Philistine. The story of the guy who got swallowed by a whale, the splitting of the Red Sea, Noah's Ark. All the big stories are in the New Testament. But what you notice if you read the Old Testament. So all the big stories are in the Old Testament, but what you will notice if you read the Old Testament from cover to cover, lots of it is about more of history and less spiritual lessons. And it's also more about judgment upon people that have done wrong in the eyes of God, in the eyes of Jah, in the eyes of Most High, in the eyes of Allah, whatever you want to call the Most High, the divine source. But it's more about the judgment that was cast down upon the people that were doing wrong, instead of spiritual teachings and uplifting type of messages. And if and I noticed that the New Testament is only this small, very, very small. And the New Testament, if you don't know, is when Jesus arrives into the picture, and you get all these spiritual inspirations and lessons and stuff like this. And it really shows the mindset of the world, how so much of the world is focused on negative, and there's so little room. Well, there's plenty of room because we live in a world of abundance, but there's so little room being made for the positivity. So the algorithm of the world is pushing negative in our faces because they know that is what we are going to be shocked by, going to be attracted to. And the positivity comes here and there, here and there, here and there. And lots of times we'll just pass right by it because we're thinking, oh, there's tons of positivity to be found. I can look at it when I want to, I'm fine. But really, I think that most of the book and most of society should be a positive, focused society. We shouldn't be such an Old Testament, judgment-based, bad karma-based society, and we should be more living in a New Testament type of mindset where we forgive one another and see each other as brothers and sisters. Now, like I said, this Ramadan was a little bit different because there was lots and lots of situations going on. There's big wars going on. There's people being exposed. There's the solar eclipse. It's almost just as being stated in the Old Testament. You see these actions and this judgment being cast down upon us, earthquakes, tsunamis, all types of things. And you see these judgments being cast down because, unfortunately, most of the world is living in a, I don't like to say wrong, but almost a sinful manner. And they might not be even aware that they're living in sin, but they're living in a sinful manner, unfortunately. And the people that are really living, thy commandments, the commandments of the Most High and walking the path of the divine, the people that are actually doing this work and this effort is very, very small, just like the New Testament. And the truth, lots of times, is hidden from us so that we stay in this Old Testament type of thinking. But I found something very interesting. Like I said, the solar eclipse was just yesterday. And I even found in the Old Testament, it says, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. So the first line, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, an eclipse that is happening, right? This is what's happening in the world. And then it also says, the Lord will roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. So there's many earthquakes that are happening right now and have been happening. And I feel like this and all these different signs that are going on is the Lord, the Most High, trying to contact us and shake us awake and say, hey, we need to live in a righteous path and stop living in this sinful way. Stop living in the way that Babylon has instructed us to live. Because we might think that we're living free, but really we are just following exactly what those sick people at the top of this pyramid scheme want us to live. Living in this Maya, this illusion, when really we need to wake up and realize life can be so much simple if we just walk in the righteous path and listen to the Most High's words that we are given when we take time to pray and meditate or journal, So Ramadan really helps center me and bring me to this awareness, as well as teach me many things that I may not have took the time and focus to be learning. And like I said, prayer and meditation are a very, very big channel for the Most High to talk to us. So during Ramadan, we like to pray as many times as we can a day. You know, it's not about just praying 3 times a day, which is also stated in the Bible that we should be praying at least 3 times a day. But it's about praying as many times as you can throughout the day and just really connecting with the source and staying in that righteous path and not beating yourself up if you stumble. You know, it's about forgiving yourself and asking for forgiveness and living even more in that divine path as you go on. You see, what did it say? It said, the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children. So once you put your trust into the Lord, once you fully trust in the Most High, that the Lord is constantly working for you, never against you. Once you get that trust and that understanding, then your life will be way, way more smooth. Way more smooth. There's no need to think in these ways of lack and of negativity. There's no need. So you're able to give yourself up to the Most High, to the divine, and just receive the messages and receive the blessings and receive the abundance and the wealth and the healing that is set for you. So this is why we fast, or at least I fast, is to connect with that divine source and tell that source, hey, my body, my flesh is only flesh, and I know that you will guide me and protect my spirit and my soul to accomplish all things, not just throughout the day. I mean, all things will be accomplished through faith and trust in the Lord. So Ramadan has ended. I can stop my fast. I can eat when I want to, drink when I want to, whatever when I want to. But the point is to do better than you were. You know, refrain a little bit from overeating. Refrain from, drinking stuff that isn't healing to your body. Refrain from non-healing foods, non-healing entertainment, And by healing, I just mean stuff that's good for you. It doesn't have to be, a bitter roots. It doesn't have to be you only watch documentaries on the body, but start involving your daily life and your daily social media in general, whatever you like to indulge in. Start making it more of something that's helping you grow, not something that's just bringing you down to a negative space. So Ramadan has ended, and it was another great Ramadan. I hope everybody had an amazing, blessed Ramadan. And if you didn't fast for Ramadan, I highly advise that you do a fast, mentally, physically, and spiritually, where you pretty much do all the things that people do during Ramadan, but you just do it on your own time, because it's greatly, greatly beneficial, and you will see the results in your strength throughout the fast. So Ramadan Mabrak. Hope everyone had a blessed, blessed Ramadan, and congratulations, you made it through another year. Yes, we are so blessed, so blessed, so blessed. All right, well, it's time for me to break fast for the last time of this Ramadan, because I'm not even gonna guarantee that I'm not gonna fast again this year. That's how much I really appreciate the benefits of fasting. So that's it for me this year for Ramadan. And I hope everybody had a blessed Ramadan and continues to have a blessed rest of the year. Peace.